It was 10 years ago, and Chun won the U.S. Women's Open in her debut in this event. Now making her 11th U.S. Women's Open start. Has the interesting career resume. 4 LPGA Tour wins, but 3 being majors. Inverted, has won more majors than what you'd call, quote-unquote, regular LPGA Tour events. Saturday 80, she's +6 for the week.
We didn't get to see very much of her last year. She was injured with a back injury for more than half of the season last year. So it's good to see out here looking healthy.
Yeah, made just 11 starts a year ago. This her 8th start and 5th made cut in 2025. Both tee shots finding that first fairway.
Eagle, 2-putt birdie.
Chun is off a slight downslope. This will make the ball chase even more. I love landing something 20 yards short of the green in that downslope. Ideally, if you err in that shorter side where Akie Iwai landed, that's perfect. This came out very low. This is headed in the fescue.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, that is just a really rough way to kind of get the round going. Nerves, she's gonna have some trouble ahead of her.
Ouch.
No matter when I was playing, no matter where I was, whether I just made the cut or I was in contention, there's always those first tee jitters. And even in a second shot, and that was just a poor swing. And also, this is a very unfortunate walk. I hated this, having to walk back, take a drop, and especially on a hole that is very inviting and forgiving. It's the second easiest hole on the golf course. We've seen eagles, a bunch of birdies.
It's so easy to start kicking yourself. Normally a miss like that, a low runner, is just fine. Chun just happened to miss it in the spot where you...
At KPMG after she won.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
And that was one of the first things we asked, because her following is very strong. And there are all these T-shirts and signs, and so we had to inquire the backstory of her nickname.
Well, par is still in the picture for if she can hit the right shot, couple paces short of the green on the right side. Fortunately, the lie is good, able to drop it on a little bit of an upslope. That will help launch this ball. Much higher ball flight for Chun.
Yeah, really well done, especially with just knowing what she had done the shot before, kind of having to have that goldfish memory, just completely forget it, take a nice smooth swing tempo, and just execute a very similar to shot which she had. Much better lie, but really well done.
Of Aaron Hills is Akie played well the first 2 days, 72, 71, but only made 3 birdies both days. Only made 1 birdie yesterday. So if you start to make those errors on the golf course, it's just so hard to make up shots because birdies are difficult to come by.
Amelia, what's it like getting the speed of these greens dialed in along with these massive slopes when they're running at 13.5? And these are probably as fast as they see all season on the LPGA Tour.
It is so challenging, and we see that from how tentative these players are. These are the best putters in the world. They manage speed better than anyone else, and they're still struggling. That's how you know how difficult it is. Even though Chun was walking in the fairway, she was watching Akie's putt, and they have very similar lines. This will turn hard left.
Par putt here.
Oh, well done. Yesterday, Ingie had 5 pars the entire round. She is kind of keeping that streak going of just keeping it very, very interesting. had 3 birdies, a double, 9 bogeys. She was a lot of score putts to fall. I felt like watching Minjee Lee yesterday. Early on, she started making those 8-foot putts, and it really just gave her confidence for the rest of the round. For EY to do that as a really good confidence builder for the next 17 holes.
Exactly. Even though this putt is for bogey for Chun, it still gives you confidence knowing that you pretty much saved bogey after hitting it into the penalty area.
To escape with a 6. Ouch.
Yeah, that just never got started on the correct line. That's really surprising. It's left to right putt. Those are more challenging for right-handed players, but that just started off almost right center.
One loose swing and some nasty artwork on the scorecard at the par 5 first. That's a 7 double bogey for Inji Chun. She is now 8 over for the week at the U.S. Women's Open. Hang tight, back after this.
Out.
Now Chun.
Very important to be on the left side for this approach shot. Otherwise, it will be blind into the green.
And both players put it in a perfect position.
Remarkable most recent one, like you said, 3 years ago in 2022. I know her fans and LPGA Tour fans would like to see her get back closer to 100%.
I would agree with that.
And the 2 majors that Chun hasn't won, the Chevron and AIG, she finished second in both of them. She really could have the Grand Slam just a couple shots away in those events. 91 yards for Chun. Great angle into this hole location. It will skip when it gets on the green. Important to land this 5 to 7 short of the flag. That's got to sit.
Oh, and it does barely. It's so close to going long and off that runoff. They had that year, 2022, at the KPMG Women's PGA when she won. That was a year she did finish second at the AIG. And it was losing in a playoff to Ashley Buhai. It was so close to being a...
Chun to get one back.
There's also not a lot of break around this hole, making it an even easier putt to make.
Played too much.
I don't mind Chun hitting it a couple feet by on that one. I like the aggressiveness. If you get too tentative with these putts, you're just never going to make any birdies out here.
Par for this group on 2. They'll walk over to the 3rd tee. Chun looking to hit her 3rd straight fairway.
Fairway does slope right to left. Want to be down that right side. This is drawing. Similar shot to EY.
Seeing some lumber for Chun at 3.
As a result, Chun will have to make sure she lands this ball in the lower section. Expect this to run up. 175, nice high ball flight.
No, that nice ball, high ball flight produced a really soft stopping shot. Hit right over that ridge line.
Pop back up to the 3rd. Chun's birdie putt.
I see this a cup out left for Chun.
Oh, wow. Great way way to bounce back.
Buries that one. One over on the round through 3. Gets a fist pump from her backman, Sean Clues. Big breaker from left to right.
Oh, that is such a challenging putt. Quick. Have to play so pocket, only 6 on, 5 from that right. So bunkers on either side will be coming into play.
Here's how it's played for the week. Just 28 birdies by the field through 3 rounds.
Beautiful shot for In-Gee Chun down the fairway. Can't get to that bunker in the center, so it's a great target.
Swinging it
to practice that shot.
What does Chun have in for her second to 4?
Just 132 yards, not an easy shot to pull off unless you want to take the risk and land it just short of the flag. This tongue of the green is only 15, 20 feet wide. There's fall off on the right side and left with that bunker. A slope on the left side, but that's 20 feet past the flag. Not really one you can use. Looks like Chun's going for the front of the green.
A very safe play, conservative, making sure that she has a uphill putt coming back.
Early up. The other side of the hole, In-Gee Chun's birdie.
The first part of this birdie putt for Chun will be uphill. Then she will need to be mindful of the pace if it gets a little too much speed past the hole. This will turn to her right. I don't see a whole lot, though, just outside the left.
Yeah, she played that safe. Didn't get too greedy with it. And that's a good example of players kind of also just picking holes that they know are going to be more challenging, maybe not just fly at pins, even though that is a front pin location that's extremely inviting. It can be very penalizing to go long, as well as just having to miss hit.
Back on the 5th, In-Gee Chun for the week has hit 36 out of 46 fairways. Hasn't missed one today.
And going up the left side as well, so that will avoid that collection area in the fairway.
And that swing is just so smooth.
Up on 5, 3-time major champ In-Gee Chun.
Chun might have a hybrid in hand. She has done such a great job at getting these shots up in the air, making them sit softly on the green. 193 yards. If you go left of the bunker, there is a slope that will chase the ball down.
Really
6 that included 3 double bogeys. As we return to the 5th, In-Gee Chun.
Key for Chun to manage the speed. It's going to be downhill initially, then uphill.
And that just really grabbed once it started going back up the hill. Absolutely hit the brakes.
Much to this for Chun?
Not a whole lot. I like a right center with pace. Chun has made some good putts in these range the last couple of holes. It's really the distance that keeps your round together when you're able to make these par saves.
And there you have it. They are through 5. Up next.
Predict a lot of players hitting it at the hole and then rolling by 30 feet.
Sneaks towards the front, and the ball disappears.
Yeah, there's that false front that Amelia was talking about. This is a really tricky, kind of treacherous stretch of holes. You think 4.
Chun scrambling on 6.
Chun has an easier chip compared to EY because her ball didn't roll all the way down the collection area. Similar shot to play here into the upslope.
Up and run for Chun.
And that really released as well. And that just kept gathering speed. I thought it was going to have a little bit of checkup, but she did play it as a bump and run, and it ran. It did.
Couple par putts from 9 feet for EY and more than 19 feet for Chun.
This is the product when you try to get too cute with it on your approach shot, you miss the green. I was actually surprised how much Chun's ball rolled out, wasn't able to get some skip, or spin, I should say. This is not going to be an easy putt. Coming back up the hill, that's the best part about it. It is going to break to the left. I see about 2 cups out.
Amelia, I know we're only about a third of the way through the round. You have a gauge later in the day if Erin Hills will play as tough as it did yesterday?
I don't think it will play as tough. I believe the hole locations are tough but fair. What's going to make the day challenging for the leaders will be the pressure of a U.S. Women's Open on the line.
This for par. Chun giving up. Bogey putt for Chun, couple holes ahead.
Bogeys won't hurt you out here at Erin Hills. It's avoiding the doubles that really cost you, having to make up so many shots when birdies are so hard to come by. Not a ton of movement in this putt for Chun.
She'll lose one at the par 3. 2 over through 6 today. Bounce between 5 and 7. Inchi Chun's tee ball on 7.
Chun doesn't have the firepower to get it to those left bunkers, making this a wider fairway.
Neither of these two have flinched. They've hit every fairway through 7 holes.
9 yards for Chun.
Hopefully she got a good little teach off of that to know that it's not smart to mess with, and does just throw it far enough left that it stops.
Quality shot from Chun.
That KPMG win that she had, she has such a back in 2015, the U.S. Open. We got to hear about also at KPMG that she started a foundation, the Inji Chung Education Foundation at Lancaster, and it's for caddies and also the children of employees there at Lancaster Country Club, and providing education and helping with tuition for families that can't afford it. And her foundation has awarded over 20 scholarships so far since starting it after that U.S. Open win. It was amazing that a community just really embraced her, and she embraced them.
EY in there close for par. Chun with a birdie putt.
Trying to make a bounce back birdie after the bogey on the last. You really see the resilience in players when they're able to make a birdie after adversity. That's really what the best players are able to do. Tiger did it. Scotty Scheffler does it really well. Three-time major champion Chun traditionally is great at the bounce back birdies. There's not a ton of movement in this. I see it a little right to left.
She had the right read, just not given enough pace. It's easy to be hesitant with those when you know how fast these greens are.
Don't often see a player of her caliber leave a 10-footer for birdie short.
No, that was just a very hesitant putt as well.
EY perfect 7 for 7 on the front 9, hitting fairways.
Chun trying to do the same thing. It's a good start line, just a matter of the run out.
Not that could see the end result from her vantage point, but first feature group, couple holes left on the front 9. They are in the 8th fairway. Amelia.
I love this green complex on the 8th. With an elevated green, these players will be coming in with a flatter ball flight. You have a backstop behind the green that will work balls back. However, if you're inaccurate, there's fall-offs on both the left and right.
Ridge running off that back left portion of the green.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting better and better, but then this, okay, you talk about U.S. Open course setup. What I love is that players who are playing the best,
she's at 45% scrambling this week.
you could hear how just soft that came out, and is coming right back at her. EY was kind of trying to motion it, try to help it get up, and fortunate it didn't roll back farther than that.
Fortunately for Chun, it didn't come all the way back into the rough. This will be a little bit easier. Very difficult to have this chip be so precise because of how quick the fall off comes into play behind the hole.
Her 4th. Tiny shot.
Yeah, that was really well done. That was kind of borderline. She could have used her putter, but I always think that's a really good indicator of how a golfer feels about their short game. If they're confident, take out a wedge right away, be creative with different types of bump shots, and the ones that are struggling a little bit with chipping, very quick to putt. It's a little bit higher percentage shot.
I don't know the answer. Mari Avery on 5 misses the fairway but gets a drop in the fairway. Would that count as a fairway hit or missed?
I don't know. I assumed it was going to be missed, but
I would
where
think
she
so.
struck her third was in the fairway, or her second shot, I mean.
Questions to ponder with Amelia on the 9th.
Oh, I'm putting that as a fairway hit in my stats, I'll tell you that.
That's where she hit her second shot from, so.
Anything to make my stats look better than they really are. This is such a treacherous hole for the players. 146 yards. Plays closer to 135 with the downhill. Only 20 feet of width virtually to deal with on the green.
Oh, excellent shot. You can see it's still rolling, but have a nice look at birdie.
Good one from Chun.
This ball, their ball's on the green, even with a short yardage, just given how undulated the green is. Now, NG putting back up the hill. This will turn left initially and then might want to straighten out at the hole.
Too aggressive with that. Maybe leave herself a pretty simple tap in coming in. EY though can be much more aggressive with this putt coming back.
In the last 4 or 5 groups later today.
I completely agree with that one. Even the way she played it just felt very in control.
It's a par for Chun. These two started the day tied at +6. 5 shots separate them as they have 9 to go this week at Erin Hills.
Her favorite color is red, so her driver is red. They color code even her clothing.
And even though Chisato has recent bragging rights, Akie has lifelong bragging rights because she's a minute older than Chisato.
I wonder if she holds that over her. Like, well, I am a minute older, so I get to pick the color. And my favorite color is blue. Yours can be red.
The fairway streak continues for these two to the backside, right next to each other.
When it comes to playing smart on this golf course, you want to use the slopes to your advantage. If you take it down the right side and catch the slope, it will funnel it to the flag. This shot plays 5 yards uphill. Got to make sure you carry the false front.
Jess hops over it. What a shot by Chun.
It was like she was listening to Amelia, just did exactly what needed to be done.
Now Chun's second at the 11th.
135 yards for Chun. This is a birdie hole. If you can land it in the right spot, front hole location, the green does pitch from front to back, the first section of the green. Want to land this just on the front and a couple paces to the left.
Would like a repeat of what we just saw on the 10th hole when she went flag seeking.
Heating up.
Oh, and it's just getting prettier and prettier using that side slope.
Now Chun.
I see about a cup out for NG on this birdie putt. Coming back up the hill, she can give it some pace. This would also be for back-to-back birdies. Start out 2 under on the back 9.
A really nice, red putt that had a lot of break for not being a very long putt. She read that perfectly, and what a way to start that back 9.
Birdie, birdie. Chun made the turn to the aforementioned Chun at the 12th.
Taking less than driver. Got to make sure you keep it down the left side.
This group is absolutely putting on a clinic for us with their tee shots. That is now 10 for 10 fairways hit by Chun, and the only fairway that
she's fought back to 1 over on a round.
she has such a nice, slow backswing. That's why it's so repeatable. And it's kind of exaggerated how slow it is on the back. That one, though, got a really big bounce. Ended up long.
I would have done on this, given that you're pitching right back up the slope. It's all a matter of what you feel more comfortable with. What you think, if you're going to hit 10 balls, which club would be more consistent? That's the club you choose. Sometimes there's just a little awkwardness in the lie where you're just not feeling comfortable. Coming straight up the hill for Chun, this is going to be a slow putt. Important to give it enough pace.
Way off on the speed.
Yeah, it was definitely the safer of the plays. Just a lot more things can go wrong. Chipping off the green. I am, though, surprised that she elected to hit.
If you're slightly right of the cup, it breaks to the left. If you're left of the hole, it breaks to the right. Very challenging to judge. She's kind of right in the middle where it feels pretty straight. Also, the first part of this short putt will be up the hill and then down. Difficult to judge speed and line here.
Going birdie on 10 and 11. Looking at a par putt on 12. Darts left.
Yeah, I think she was expecting maybe for it to tilt a little bit back towards the hole at the end. She was staring it down for a while. Welcome back. We are at the 13th tee with Chun.
176 yards. Going for the left portion of the green here. This is a smart play.
Hits a really nice high shot with those hybrids. You can see how it landed pretty softly.
.33 feet 6 inches for Chun's birdie putt on the 13th.
Speed is going to be important as it comes down this hill.
Had 3 birdies today, 2 on the back 9.
And plays that really far out to the left. You can see that speed. Oh, it was very well done with that left to right putt. Almost like glass. How shiny that is. Talked about what Amari Avery did during COVID and how she used that to win an event as a 16-year-old. Chun really struggled with the expectations in 2019 and 2020 after playing so well in 2015 through 2017. And there was a point when she was thinking of even quitting golf. It was just taking a huge mental toll on her with just the expectations. And her sister said